let's start with the simple things. No matter if you're confused or not, we can read a sentence. Everyone, what is it that we're looking for? Exactly. We're looking for the cost of one watch. So that's all we want. That's really all we want. What is the cost of one watch? Great. Sounds good. So here's what we're going to do. We need to mark that. Again, we want the cost of one watch. We can just say that's W, that's fine. But let's read this first sentence here. It says, hey, Joseph bought 5 watches and 8 bracelets for $586. So everyone, is it true that if we turn that into math, if we're trying to find the cost here, 5 watches would be 5 times the cost of one watch. 8 bracelets would be 8 times the cost of one bracelet. And then if we add all that up, that would be $586. Is that true? Great. Sounds good. Sounds good. And then up next, in the next sentence, look at this. It says, hey, my party people, each bracelet costs $21 less than each watch. So what that tells me is, again, each bracelet is the same as saying the watch minus 21. Are we good with the way that this was written out? Sweet. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. So just like in the previous question, the fact that we want to use to our advantage is this. It's that, hey, this bracelet and this bracelet, it's the same B. It's the same representation. It's the same representation. And so, since a bracelet is the same as a watch minus 21, we can actually plug that in. We can plug that in for B. So before I continue, does that make sense, everybody? We can replace B, or bracelet, with W minus 21. Excellent. Now let's go ahead and do it. Again, because it says, hey, this B here and this B, they're the same B. That means one bracelet. And we know that one bracelet is the same as W minus 21, so we'll plug that in. So instead of writing 5W plus 8B, it'll be 5W plus 8W minus 21 equals 586. Again, all we changed was replacing B with W. The reason, everybody, the reason that that step is necessary when it comes to completing this question is because now the grace that we have, the good thing about this is that we're dealing with one equation and one variable, W. That's all we're dealing with. Not W and B at the same time, but just W. Because now, once we go ahead and distribute over here, we're going to have 5W plus 8W, and then negative 21 multiplied by 8 would be negative 168. And look at this. Combine like terms, and we get 13W minus 168 equals 586. My party people, is this right here more doable than these two together? Is this one equation solvable? And there it is. Like, that's where we need to get the practice, my party people. That's where we need to get the practice. And the 13, where that comes from, is where we combine the like terms. 5W plus 8W. We bring those together. And that's where the 13 comes in, where we combine the like terms. Yep, the next step would absolutely be adding 168 to both sides. So booyah right there, booyah right over here. Sweet. And now that we're done there, yep, that's going to cancel out on the left. And the next thing we'll say is 13W equals whatever that's going to be. So we have 6 plus 8, that'll be 14. 8 plus 6 is 14, carry the 1 is 15, and that'll be a 7. So we have 13W equals 754. And then from there, so just to pause really quick for Kendi, I gotcha. So when we distributed 8 times W, that was 8W. 8 times negative 21, that's negative 168. That's where that came from. So if we kind of replace this with a little red, that's this right there. Cool. So coming back to where we currently are, gotcha, Kendi. So coming back to where we currently are, yep, this step now is going to be dividing 13 upon both sides, and then we're good. So we can do this here by going ahead and doing some long division. 13 into 754. We should know that 13 multiplied by 5 is 65, so we can actually start off by putting a 5 right there. 13 times 5 is 65, leaving a remainder of 10. Drop the 4 to get 104. We can think about this in terms of 8, because 8 times 12 is 96. 8 times 13 would be an additional 8. So that would end up being 104 exactly. If you needed to kind of prove it to yourself, 13 times 8, 24, 10, and there you are. So now we have a perfect 58. W equals 58. So just like the previous question, everybody, I'm going to ask you now, okay, cool, we solved for W. Okay, we got 58. Does that make B the answer? Does that make B the answer? You guys tell me. We got some folks saying yes. We got a few people saying no. Mostly yeses. And so I'm going to tell you right now, if you said yes, if you said that word done, well, you're correct. The final answer is $58. Because what? We found W equals 58. And what was it that we were looking for the whole time? W, the cost of a watch. And that's why the first step in every question is read the question. Just in case you couldn't see it, read the question. You got it, SJ? I'm going to do it just one more time. Read the... Okay, I think you guys get it. We want to read the question, all right, guys? Because that's how you know when you're done. That's how you know when you're done. It's a very common mistake because people tend to overcomplicate problems. But it's a very simple approach that you take, and that simple approach allows you to see what truly is complicated about the problem. But if you overcomplicate it from the beginning, you won't be able to tell what the problem actually is. So that's what I really wanted to point out.